Hey, this is the SAAB SF-37 Viggen by Special Hobby in 172. And I thought I'd do a quick little video presentation of what you get in the box. It's Special Hobby 72390, and on the cover you've got the anniversary colours of one of the squadrons there. Let's open it up. Inside you've got a nice coloured, as you'd get with Special Hobby, nice coloured instruction booklet. It's quite thick actually, and there's plenty of information there in that language, or that language. I think that's French, that's Czech, that's English. So there we go, sprue map and colour guide, mainly for guns colour, so that's the arrangement I got with that company. Various do not use parts, something for the part box. Okay, parts list. Just show you that clear up. You got a few little options there to use or not to use. I think that's for the two-seat version, which this isn't. And there you got the reconnaissance nose. The colour instructions, always great. 3-part ejector seat. Main, rear, main fuselage top. They're going for a sandwich type of design on this, I think, rather than the usual hot dog bun version, if that's the way to analogy. So from now on, it's either the hot dog bun type of fuselage colouring, joining together, or the sandwich version. Sandwich, hot dog bun. Right, that's a bit of a tangent, but there's a nice looking detail on the corner of the instructions on the cockpit interior. Always good fun to try and get that as detailed as possible, even if usually it's only teeny tiny to look at it. You've got modular design for construction, various parts to cut out. Obviously there's a part to fit the CP coloured clear part, and you slot that in there for the reconnaissance version, so the camera's sticking out everywhere on this one. And as I said, you've got a modular sandwich of parts. You got the internal run for the intakes. That's going beyond what a lot of kits do. And you got the top part and the bottom part, as you always get with two parts, top and bottom. There's quite a detailed air brake system there. You can either model it open or shut, and you pre-paint it, obviously. Always easier to pre-paint than try and stick the brush down the end of the nozzle. You've got the 3 parts, 2 top and 1 bottom of the wings, the lovely lovely delta wings of the SAAB Viggen. One of my favourite jets of all time, the SAAB Viggen. I must admit it. It does. It ticks so many boxes design wise. And then you've got the main fuselage front, which obviously is modular because this company will make different versions of the J30 of the Viggen. J37, is it? SK37, J37, SF-37 Viggen. Very multi-role ideas of those Swedes. Very good. I like the way it's anyway, I'll go off on a tangent about how I like SAAB aircraft, but there we are. I'll save you that. A lot of clear parts to remember to put together there in the nose, which is good, but obviously make sure you get it all nicely back painted before you put any nose weight in, which you probably would need. Usual things. You've even got clear parts, look, for the lights on the side of the corners. The tiny, that's probably real life size of it, and they put onto the wing there, the navigation lights. And I'm not sure all the blue lines are necessary, but it makes it pretty clear to follow them down to where the part goes onto. Little tiny detail there. Got panel lines and rivets on the panel lines. I think they're all fairly self-explanatory, but shows the detail of the kit, doesn't it? Quickly go through this. You've got the very nice wheel wells with pipes in them. Have a look at that. See the pipes inside the wheel well. That's and even parts there, which as you see later, when this is when the parts are on it, when that part goes on it, it's folded down, so you won't really see anything in there. But as the saying goes, see it, you close it down on there. Yeah, but you'll know it's there. Got separate parts to pose the elevators, which being a Carnard design is on the front. Again, air brakes, open or closed options, fuel tanks, canopies, open or closed, you can pose them, and nice specific. I don't think there's any holes there to put them on, so you probably they've got the exact measurement from the panel line to put that aerial on. Hope you got a good ruler measurement. Now here's the problem with me, because I paint with a brush and I don't have a spray paint, so they've got the anniversary decals, but they're faded in, so I'd have to do a very thin down, very careful fade and multiple coats, which would be quite a artistic endeavour, or I'll do a different version of it. But you've got the two grey versions, top light grey, dark grey, or yeah, I'm not going to pronounce that. I have done a Swedish course, but I'm not going to make a fool of myself by trying to pronounce that. That might actually be in Czech rather than Swedish. For a camo version you could paint, and the general squadron version, which is probably what I'm going to do it as when I get around to doing it. Okay, that's the instructions. That took longer than it needs to be. The decals themselves are very clear, as you can see inside the bag. Nice clear bag, nice clear decals, and lots of stencil work as well. See there? And the internal control panel, or screens these days. Excuse me. Won't open the bag, but the clear parts are clear, which is all you really ask for, the clear part, isn't it? For it to be clear. And the parts themselves screw. They're quite a hard plastic. Hear the shape on it. There's pardon me, recessed panel lines, and they're quite crisp between there. I don't know what that is. It's a bit of a mould blemish, but that can be scraped off. That's nothing problem at all. Nice undercarriage, pre-molded. That it's nice and strong, I expect. Lots of little tiny parts which give you a bit of a tweezer's workout. It's nice that they've got the sprue edge around there to try and keep that from being compressed. I think that's a good plan. A separate tail. Again, you've got the arch there to keep them from crushing each other. Look at that. Look at that for. Okay, you can see that. Look at the detail in there. That's the rear of the engine and the front of the engine. Plenty of detail in there for you. See that? Shadowed, but it's good, in my opinion. So that makes you not want to shut the reverse thrust doors, do you? But even there, you've got recessed areas in there. So when you put if you have the reverse thrust blades or petals closed, then, or open, whichever way you look at it, then there's somewhere for them to go. Yeah, lots of good detail as it shows on the drawing. It's not just it's not exaggerated. That focus there, there we are. See, good. You won't see any of that because it's good. It's molded. It's modelled downwards. What's this? Somebody's put this as a separate part. I don't know if that's resin. I don't think it would be, but maybe. This looks like an added part. Perhaps they've got these bags in the factory. They quality control them, and anything that falls out, they put them in these little bags. Perhaps. I don't know. There's the alternative nose for this model. The reconnaissance nose. Plenty of camera options. The air intake scoops or runs. You've got 3, so that's generous. You've got 3 options for the cockpit. I don't know why, but obviously there's one version with the double place cockpit, but I don't know why you'd want to have 3, but good to have a spare, I guess. But look at this now. Let's see, this impresses me. I got a weird thing that impresses me, but look at that. You can see if I get into focus by now. Is that in focus yet? Anyway, there's detail on here you'd never expect, but it's there on the petals for reverse thrust. I think I've got the settings wrong on here to make it focus close, but I'm not going to start again. Nice flat moulding of the main wings, recessed panellings, unlike the Helikit, which hasn't got recessed panellings. Nice cockpit, and intakes. Now I'm glad they've got them all in one there, because sometimes they have them molded when you use like a seam line either side there, so that's good points for them for doing that. And again, look at that. You know, although it's probably going to be covered up by the door, there's a pipe which you never see in other ones. It's a marvelous idea, marvelous level of detail, and there's rivets in there as well. You don't see that at all. Rivets on there, look. And you're not even going to be able to see them properly, but they've made the effort. And what I do appreciate is when kit makers make the effort. A lot of detail on the wheels as well, and the control panels themselves. You've obviously got different control panels for different versions as well as the main one for this, and a spare ejector seat for the other version. As we saw earlier, there's lots of don't need this part, don't need this part on the sprue map. But there you go. That's the brief, not as brief as I want to be, review of the Special Hobby SF-37 Viggen Swedish Eyes reconnaissance kit in 172. I hope you stayed till the end and sort of enjoyed it. But thank you for watching this far to the end, and cheerio.